In order to be the vessel for divine will to unfold via your heart intentions, words, and actions, in order for you to be a vessel to manifest heaven upon earth, I believe it is vitally important for an individual to be firmly aware of the fact that the universe is mental, to have an unshakable and undeniable conviction of the power of your consciousness, the power of your mind, the power of your intention, to have a firm conviction of the fact that the universe is mental. It is mind. It is a plastic substance, if you will, this morphogenetic field of consciousness, of energy, that when you understand this, that when you embrace this, that when this is understood at a certain level of consciousness or your awareness, well, it can be molded to manifest your life, the perfection of your life, according to your divine will. When you are firmly beyond any of the mental incongruencies, when you're firmly beyond the gaslighting of organized religion, when you accept that the power of your consciousness, of your awareness is God, and that you have a right to manifest your life as you will, in accordance with your will, when we are in accordance with universal divine law, I'm talking about the Noble Eightfold Path, a firm understanding of the 12 universal laws, which are the divine laws. They are universal. We can be and co-create what we need according to law. Now, this is the problem, because many are going to come along and tell you that this is not so, and they will reject this and label it that you're a blasphemer, that you are a devil worshiper because you're embracing your own divinity. They will do this in any way they can to disregard what they do not understand and what they fear, in fact, about themselves. But this does not make it so. It reminds me of an old quote. Now listen to this. Whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you are right. Because it is your intention either way. Do or do not. There is no try. There is a try, but you're lost in limbo. Now listen, the most difficult part for most to accept is the fundamental idea that information created by and retrievable by physical systems can be transmitted and stored in a non-physical form. Now, this statement is a direct contradiction of the materialist vision that has served as the basis for most of the sciences and many, but by no means all, scientists are reluctant to let go of that vision of Newtonian science based on the observation via the 5 senses of the human vehicle, which we know are imperfect, measuring, perceiving entities. Your eyesight only perceives a very narrow spectrum of light. Yet, the experimental support for materialism has been crumbling for some time. From the instantaneous communications implied by Bell's theorem in quantum physics, to the solid experimental demonstrations that now exist for such psychic abilities as telepathy, clairvoyance, precognition, and psychokinesis, remote viewing, etc. Thus, the morphogenetic field research, this knowledge of the universe as being mental, is more like the last straw than the first wave in the assault on traditional materialism. And this is truth. This is gnosis. And this is something that is ridiculed, mocked, and feared in these strange days we find ourselves in this 21st century. A digital dream, unaware for the most part of the reality of truth in its highest form. Yes, it's very easy just to worship Jesus. It's just very easy to keep the crucifixion implant active because that's the way it's always been. However, in this age of Aquarius, we are called to do more than what has been. We are called to create, to co-create. And all this involves truth, the knowledge, the conviction of your truth. And I'm not talking about merely subjective truths or of true and false mundane trivia or of what is paraded as truth by so-called experts in the fields of modern academia and the so-called experts in organized religion, the gaslighting fear-mongers of organized religion who want you just to like worship Jesus. There is a completely forgotten ancient knowledge, a completely purposely obfuscated by the powers that be to keep you from the knowledge that your consciousness is God, that you, simply by being aware, possess the power to mold reality in conformance with your will. Not the mainstream media's idea of the will, not the criminal government that's now been operating since 2020, this modern mouth of propaganda in place to manipulate and mold public opinion to produce a certain product of slaves through the enslavement protocols of organized religion, good little sheeple to be shorn by your reptilian masters, those who sit in their powerful seats of influence in their ivory towers of governments, religion, science, and economics. For if the veil is lifted and actual truth about history, spirituality, and humanity is taught, these will all be proven as frauds, as illusions, and placed to limit the freedom of the individual and of true knowledge. Thus, the illusion perpetuated for so long by those in power is vital to the continuation of a world built on manipulation, with power and profit being the pillars of empires, of criminal empires, built on the backs of your ignorance. The result of this type of action is constant struggle, problem, reaction, solution, thesis, antithesis, synthesis, in both the individual and on the world stage. Dear, esteemed, honorable, noble, and notable viewer, the sole purpose of this video information dissemination broadcast from the Aumbonda New Earth Ashram is to spark the eternal flame within all of us, to expand the consciousness of you, the individual viewing this information dissemination broadcast, and the collective to embrace all as one. It is my sincere hope, as well as my sincere endeavor, that this video presentation will transcend dogma and superstitions so that all may find common truth and understanding, to arrive at the realization that the source of all creation, nature, God, the divine spirit, the divine grid programmer, the all that is all encompassing and knows no difference in the labels and countless isms that we humans have attached to ourselves and our beliefs. Seek within to know the truth. Practice personal responsibility in all aspects of one's life. Live in harmony. Never lie. Speak the truth. And with the laws of nature, live in accordance and of nature's God, the laws of nature. Respect others and self at all times. Choose love over fear. Any change in this world must first come from within. Each person be at peace, love, truth, liberty, change. These things must be manifested and cultivated in ourselves before we can see them on the larger scale in this world. That is the power of your consciousness. Until we each learn tolerance and acceptance of others and take personal responsibility for our own actions, thoughts, and so forth, we cannot expect to see any real change take place. Only revolutions, going in circles again and again, never really changing anything, just dizziness, repeating the same things over and over, trying to force beliefs, dogmas, and personal opinions, illusions, and so forth on others, while we are blinded by divide and conquer tactics of the reptilian control, the puppet politicians playing to the emotions of unsuspecting people, of ignorant people, subliminal mind control used to subdue and confuse the mind, walking around half asleep, cheering for your side, your team, thinking you are awake to truth. This is the matrix system, the digital matrix system upon system, program upon program, reliant on one another to keep the illusion alive. Well, the Aumbonda New Earth Ashram, the awareness of your I am presence is the virus in that system, consciously aware of the choices that we make and how they impact reality through the power of our consciousness. Wake up. Please wake up. The old outdated energies and patterns are coming to an end, paving the way for the emergence of a new, vibrant, and transformative energy, allowing this new energy to rise without resistance. Embrace the process of release and surrender, letting go of any attachments to which no longer serves you. The ascension involves calling people out on abuse, identifying abuse, correcting abuse, and letting go of abuse, letting go of religious trauma, of the crucifixion implants. Listen, if you're doing misdeeds, you're going to get caught. Okay? If you're doing good deeds, you will become known. If you have a gift, it will become known. This is all a part of the ascension process. The truth will be exposed and it will be beautiful and magical. Transcend the limitations of the physical and tap into the profound shifts happening at the quantum level. Embrace the power of your consciousness. Surrender to the process, knowing that the old is making way for the new and the possibilities that await you are infinite. Please allow this internal shift. The rising energy will carry you forward into a radiant and transformative future here on this ascending planet. Very close now. Whether it's the personal ascension or the collective ascension, whether the solar flash happens at the exact time, I feel it's going to take place in March or April of this year. But if it doesn't, my own inner sun is streaming constantly. The own power of my consciousness, whether it's here in this fallen 3D realm or in any other higher realms, once you know the truth of the power of your consciousness, you have ascended. You are infinite. And when you allow this internal shift, the rising energy of this new prioritization of perspective will carry you forward into a radiant and transformative future. When you embrace the power of your consciousness, you will be surprised with how quickly the universe shifts in your favor. Once you have decided that you want much better for yourself, your declarations, commands, intentions, meditations, visions, and prayers begin the creation of your new earth reality. Ascension within yourself means never going back. Ascending individuals and collectively are now entering a new reality where favorable outcomes will begin to align. The time has come.